All right, I paused it.
There we go. Okay. All right. We are live. This is Half Past Dead Paranormal Radio with your host, Roger Belt. And I have with me Matt Carr and Pat Donovan. And I had the pleasure of interviewing these guys about 2 years ago. Man, that's a long time. In fact,
Yeah, it's been forever.
in fact, they were one of the very first interviews that I did when I started Half Past Dead Paranormal about 2 years ago. Trying to think of what's her name. Oh, she's such a sweet lady too, and her name is slipping my mind. She did the book Shoe Marks. You remember me talking about that?
Yeah, I can't remember. It's been too long, man.
Vance Hammond. I'm sorry. I think she was like the first, and then you guys were like number 2, I think.
Yeah. I know we were definitely one of the first shows. That's for sure.
I mean, but we had a lot of fun back then, you know, and we're gonna kind of try to do a little catch up and see. And I always do this, and you know, I like to find out what makes a person tick paranormally. What gets a person, you know, there's usually some kind of event that happens that, you know, that made Matt say, hey, I want to do this. So kind of tell everybody what got you guys excited about, you know, researching the paranormal. What was it?
Well, I don't know. Do you want to go first, Pat? Go ahead.
Well, you can start with yours.
All right. Well, I guess for me, from a young age, I would go to my family to Gettysburg, like every year, and I remember, you know, first going there obviously for the history, but I bought a really cheap recorder at Walmart, and I don't know, I just got into it from watching Ghost Hunters and Paranormal State and all those shows, and I just went into the battlefield and with my little recorder, and I remember getting all these weird feelings and everything, and kind of, you know, getting scared and everything, and, you know, I think I was probably like 11 or 12, and
Thing though, I mean,
and then one day we just went out and, you know, we got a pretty cool EVP, and ever since then I just, you know, I've been kind of hooked, and we started this group, me and Pat did a couple of years ago, and we've been able to, you know, go to all these amazing historical places and just kind of lift it off from there, I guess, for me. But what about you, Pat?
Well, me and Matt worked together, so Matt asked me if I wanted to go with him to, it was Iron Island. I'm like, yeah, I'll go hang out with you, and, you know. So we were in this back room, and one of our cameras died, so I had to go get some batteries. So I walked by myself to where we set up, got the batteries, and I was walking back, and I heard footsteps behind me. You get that feeling that somebody's behind you. So I turned around. So it got louder, faster. Looked around, no one was there. I just booked it to where they were. And that was my first experience, and I got hooked ever since.
So actually, I was one of the first interviews that you guys did.
Oh yeah, for
Yes,
sure.
very
Yeah,
first.
our first. Yep.
Now, see, that's awesome. You know, that's I mean, it kind of works as a how would you say it? Y'all were one of my first interviews, and I was probably your first radio show, so that's all pretty neat. Okay, are we freezing up here? What's happening?
Yeah, it looks like it.
I don't understand what's going on.
Okay. Oh, it's all good. But anyway, um,
Hmm.
now if I'm not mistaken, when we talked before, you guys had just done the Saddam Rectory, and how many times have you been there now? Okay, I'm not hearing anything. I know you guys aren't muted. I'm not muted. I don't know what's going on here. Uh, Come on. There you are. I see you're in and out.
Uh,
Okay. Okay.
can you hear me, Roger?
Yeah. So how many times have you guys been to the Saddam Rectory? Is it doing it again? Yeah, you're talking. I'm not hearing you. Okay. I don't understand what is going on here. Now you're sideways.
I don't know
Uh,
what is going on.
I don't know, but now you're this way.
I,
Now
there we go.
There we go.
There we go. I don't know what's going on.
you're gone.
What the
Did you mute your camera? What'd you do?
heck? Hey, I have no idea what's going on.
Okay. Um, Now all I'm seeing is a NCPI with a half moon on it. Okay, Reggie, we got some technical difficulties. I don't know. Uh, if you guys over here are observing here, we have some technical.
Can you hear me now, Roger?
Yeah, there you are.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. The call is being really weird.
I was telling Reggie we got some technical difficulties over here. Okay, so I was asking you guys how many times you'd been to the Saddam's Rectory, and I couldn't hear anything from the last two times. So this is the third time.
Third time's a charm.
Yep. Yeah. Well, we've been there 10 nights, 5 separate trips. So, our favorite place to go.
Home away from home.
Home away from home. Yeah, it's a nice 7-hour drive, and it's just an amazing place.
So what basically do you get? What is the main things that you get in there? I mean, as far as EVPs, or do you see any apparitions or?
Well, for us, it's mostly EVPs. It's just kind of a place we go. Now that Facebook is doing live streams and everything
Yeah.
like that, we'll probably start doing that. But it's something that we go to just kind of have our own personal experience. We've had a lot of EVPs. We've got some disembodied voices.
Banging, screaming.
Yep, screaming. Pat saw a shadow one time, or an apparition, and it's just a really cool place, and we just kind of go there for our own little personal experiences, and it's it's a fun trip always.
It's like a hangout place.
Oh yeah, yep.
So, where else do you go? Now you had mentioned something about Fort Ontario. Is
Yep. Yeah,
like
Fort. I'm
is,
sorry. What'd you say, Roger?
is that the one that's on the lake?
Yeah, yep, yep. Fort Ontario. It's in Oswego, New York,
Okay,
and it was I think it was burned down as a fort 3 or 4 times,
dang.
and it was also used as I think it was
A
a
refugee.
refugee camp as well. I think during World War II or shortly after, but we went there about a year ago and I had a really cool experience. It's, I mean, amazing historical place,
Is that the one
and we got.
with the well in it? When you go in there, there's a well or something.
No,
That's Fort Niagara.
Oh,
That's closer to us, but they I don't know, they haven't had it open for paranormal things yet. But yeah, Fort Ontario. It's an amazing place. I mean, if anybody is near there, I encourage it. It's right on the lake. Amazing place. I mean, we had a lot of a lot of cool EVPs from there, and some personal experiences, and we're hoping to go back again this summer.
awesome. So I gotta ask this, and everybody has a different reaction to this, but
Mhm.
has Matt or Pat had a dude run moment?
Uh, well, I know you definitely had. So go ahead and you could tell your story.
Which one?
At Iron Island.
Oh, that's what. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I opened with. That's how I got
Yeah,
when I heard footsteps chasing me, and I just
yeah,
booked
you
it.
booked it. That was the first time he ever investigated. For me, I mean, again, it was probably the first time I really investigated at Gettysburg. Just walking through the battlefield, and all of a sudden, I just kind of hit like this spot where it just felt like, I don't know, really strange. And I mean, I think it was about a 5 minute run back to the hotel, and I'm pretty sure I ran all the way. I was about 12 or 13 years old, and I was pretty freaked out. So that was probably my number one dude run moment. But as far as in the group, I don't know. We had a weird experience at the rectory. We were sitting up there, and I don't know. Me and Pat both kind of got like
Oh yeah.
this really like I don't know, panic attacky kind of feeling, like our hearts were beating like a mile a minute. Like,
Yeah, minutes away from a full-on panic
yeah, it
attack
was
to
really
actually pick up and leave. But,
yeah, it was a really strange feeling, almost like something wanted us to get out, or
so we
I'm
just
not sure what happened. So we just kind of were like, well, we're
stepped
gonna,
outside for a few minutes.
yeah, we
And
kind of,
composed
it
ourselves.
wasn't really a dude run moment, but we kind of had to go down and compose ourselves.
Had
So.
to take a little departure from the yeah. I know how that is. I've done that
Mhm.
before. I went into a place and it had really high EMF, and of course we didn't know that yet because we hadn't done any tests for it. We just come into the place and man, you could just feel it. I mean, it was like somebody put a vice on your head and they was cranking it like this.
Jeez. Yeah.
And
That's how it is when you open the doors to Sedansville.
Yeah.
dude, I got to
The
go.
first time you walk in.
But yeah, that's the way it was. And of course, and when we did, it was in the basement of this house that we done. And Dusty, of course, our fearless leader, he had an EMF detector and he was holding it up to the lights and all the stuff. And it wasn't showing anything. But it was just like overpowering. And I said, dude, I got to go outside for a minute. This stuff is, I mean, that was the heaviest I think I ever felt. And if it wasn't EMF that registered, what was it? Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
but whatever it was
That's
strong.
pretty crazy.
And I'm like, I gotta go outside, man. I can't breathe in here.
Yeah, that's exactly how we were like. We're gonna go outside for a minute. We can't. It's so heavy sometimes.
but we
You
did
have to
have
step out.
we had a spirit lap at Dusty on the K2, and that was fun. And he was we were all down there, and we had the K2 sitting on its side because we had the DVR system hooked up, and had a camera on it.
Mhm.
And we had gotten an answer to a question, are you a soldier? And it blanked, and we're like, well, because they had some Civil War stuff that happened out there. And we're like, well, did you fight during the Civil War? And we got a response to that, and a response that the spirit fought for the North, whoever it was. I said, well,
Okay, cool.
but, now, see, that'd be great for you guys, but
Yeah.
us Southern boys are like, damn Yankees, Anyway, it kind of dried up and quit, right? And I'm leaning up against the wall there, and I'm getting bored. And I said, that Dusty's a real pain in the ass. And it just lit all the way up and sat there for a minute. And then it started going up and down like it was laughing. And we were laughing so hard, it was hilarious. I'd never seen a K2 do that before.
Wow.
And the lights would go up and down, up and down.
Jeez, that's awesome, man.
We carried this on for about 30 minutes, and it was still doing it. It was doing it like it was laughing the whole time, And
That's
of course,
insane.
Dustin's like, I see how y'all are, But anyway, so what would you say is, I guess, the most exciting thing that's ever happened while you've been investigating? Something that you were like, all right, I can't believe I got that, or
I'd have to say, I know you were tuning in to our live stream at Andover Sanitarium. Was it last weekend? I think it was.
see, I
Or
love
weekend
it over
before.
there. That'd be cool.
Yeah, well, the last time we were actually there about 2 years ago. I think it was shortly after we did the radio show with you, but it was more. I guess it was more a story from your perspective, so I guess you could tell it better than me.
Okay, well, me and another investigator, or old investigator, Jeff, we were up on the third floor, and we had like 2 hours left of our battery. It drained completely. So we went down to the first floor to change it. So him and his brother were investigating. So we were, quiet, let them do their own thing. So I heard Matt say over here saying, "Where are you?" And I was like, "We're in here." And then Matt from over here saying, "What? What are you talking about?" So he came in, and we're like, but anyway, we listened to the recorder, and it was, I guess, somebody.
Yeah, it was some kind of spirit mimicking me or something. We, like I said, I was on the opposite side of this.
You can hear on the
huge
recorder,
building.
like just a faint whisper, "Where are you?" And you heard me answering it, but it was loud, his voice and everything.
Yeah,
That would.
that was one of the cooler
Yeah.
experiences.
It was imitating you, Matt.
Yeah,
His voice was loud. His voice, it was crazy.
yeah. I think another one that was really cool at the time. Again, I think it was a little just a couple months after we were on with you, but we were at the Wolf House in Kentucky. That's
the one they tore down, right?
well, actually, I think they sold it at auction to somebody who's
So it's a private residence
living there now. Yeah, it's
so we're actually one of the last groups in there.
And Wanda Kay used to run it from Bobby Mackey's and all that, and I mean she was an awesome woman. But we were in there, and well, what happened was we went down to go to the Sedamsville Rectory for 2 days, and it was only open for one day. So we're like, well, I read about the Wolf House online, so I figured we'd go check it out. And we didn't have like a lot of experiences like personally. But when we went over our evidence, we got a lot of EVPs and a lot of mimicking that we didn't even, we didn't know we had. And well, one of the instances was Pat and I think it was my brother and Robbie, another investigator that
three of us
comes
went.
with us. Yeah, they were in the kitchen, and I fell asleep because I drove, like the 7-hour drive there, and I figured I'd pass out for a little bit before we got, investigating. And I'm sitting on the recliner, like just passed out, and they're in the kitchen. You can hear it on the recorder. They're talking about me, about a couple experiences we had or something. They were saying that they should let me sleep the whole time, so I missed the investigation and everything. And I wake up in the morning, and you can hear like 3 knocks. And something said like, "Hey Matt," like trying to wake me up or something like that. And I thought that was like one of the coolest things, and if anybody wants to go to our Facebook, maybe after the show, we'll try posting a few of these EVPs, so people can hear them.
Awesome. Yeah, he said
I'll link it in the chat.
but I can't play them on here, which I could, but
yeah, no, that's okay. Like I said, I'll link our Facebook so maybe some people can come over, and I'll try to post them up shortly after the show.
okay. If you will, and never mind, I can do it myself. You guys bear with me. I'm gonna grab the link for you.
Oh, okay.
And
I got bad allergies. I apologize.
okay, that's not it.
Yeah, it won't let me link any web addresses.
I put this in as NPI, and I'm getting some weird stuff here.
Yeah, it's actually, it's actually Facebook, facebook.com/Niagara Para. So if anybody's listening, they can kind of check that out.
Okay. There we are. I found you.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay. Now, I'm going to put the Facebook link up here in the chat for you guys.
All right.
Once I can get, frankly, awesome, I'll have to catch the replay. Okay. Okay. Let me get all these things shut down over here so they ain't. Okay. Posting a link now.
All right. Yeah, there it is.
All right. Anyway, so have you guys got like any major plans coming up? Or are you gonna?
Well, the only ones
July 16th. I'm taking a few family members and a few of our buddies to Palmyra Museum. That's right outside of Rochester.
Yeah, near Rochester,
New York.
I know of
it.
I'm not really familiar with it, but
yeah, we've been there about 4 or 5 times. That's another amazing place.
Yeah, one of our
highly recommend it.
It's only about an hour away, so it's one of the ones we go to a lot, along with Iron Island. And then we actually were about to book to the Saddamsville Rectory. Well, if you want to go ahead, I'll proceed with what I was going to say after that. I don't know what you're going to say.
Oh, I was going to say that Greg Hoffman and I are good buddies on Facebook and stuff, and I always said if I get up there one of these years, and that it's on my bucket list, by the way. Iron Island's on my bucket list. I want to get up there and check that out, and of course Palmyra and all that. That'd be cool, and the fort down there, and man, there's some asylums up there that are freaking humongous.
Yeah, yeah. Rolling Hills is
Rolling
Hills is a cool place.
There's one of them that looks like it had to be about 50 stories tall. I mean, that thing is just. I'm like, man, I want to get in there, but if I went in there, I'd be in there a month.
Yeah, 8 hours just ain't enough at some places.
They'd have to come in and find me. I'd be.
Yeah, if you ever come on up this way, we could be your paranormal guides around here. We'll show you some of our favorite
Yeah.
spots.
But I'd be in there on the 50th floor, you know, up there. So, where you at? I'm lost. I'm up here. I can't find my way home. I ain't kidding you. I saw a picture of that place up there. I mean, it looked like it had to be 50 stories tall. It was huge. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I'm thinking that might have been the Buffalo Psychiatric Center, the H.H. Richardson building.
Yeah.
That
yeah,
might be
yeah,
what it
yeah.
is.
That's it.
Yeah.
Man,
Yep.
Yeah, but unfortunately they're not.
Yeah, they're not too open to paranormal
No, they're
investigating right
actually
now.
turning into apartment buildings, I
Yeah.
believe.
Maybe I'll go live there.
man,
Yeah.
that'd be like the Jeffersons. They'd be moving on up.
I know.
Yeah, I think if they open it up to apartments, I might have to get one there. Just take up permanent residence with my recorder.
Bees don't burn on the grill. You know, I mean, that place is huge. So, you know, and that's just one of them up there. I mean, there's another one that I had some information on, and it was a white brick building. I don't know if you're familiar with it. I can't think the name of it off the top of my head either. But it's up there. There's a bunch of them.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's no shortage of cool places around Western New York and whatnot. That's for sure.
But they're all asylums. I mean, there's like one on every corner, you know.
Yeah. There's at least like 4 or 5 that I can think of just
Need 'em
within,
around here.
5-6 hours. There's a lot.
I'm like, what are you trying to say? There's a lot of crazy people up here?
Yeah, yeah, there might be a few.
Maybe
Yeah, you
all
come up this way. We'll show you around, that's for sure.
Yeah. And I would love to go to Saddam's Bakery. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah. It's actually
I'll go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, actually, we're really sad to hear that they're actually closing it to paranormal investigations. I think it's
Oh, really?
September 10th.
September 10th.
I
And
know,
we're going
it's-
September 9th.
Yeah,
so
we're planning on going September 9th, so we'll be like the second to last group in there.
Oh, man.
But yeah, I mean,
sad.
yeah, I'm happy. I mean, I know they wanted to, change it into different purposes. I don't know if it was something to do with animals or some kind of shelter, but yeah, I guess they're supposedly having the Archdiocese of Cincinnati come in and bless it and whatnot. But yeah, it's kind of sad for us because we go there and it's like our big trips every year. We'd love to go there, but I guess we could check out some new places now.
Like losing your vacation cottage, I mean,
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. It's our second home, man. I'm gonna miss it. It's it's an amazing
cabin
place.
on the lake and they tore it down.
Yeah, dude. Oh man, it's beautifully restored, and I mean, there's a lot of activity there. It's just like it's our home away from home. It's kind of sucks.
Last 2 times you've been there, we stayed there for 3 days,
Yeah,
3 nights.
three
and it's
3 nights apiece each time
Awesome.
we go. Yeah, it's amazing. But I mean, I don't know what they have available, but if you can get there before September, I would highly
Right.
encourage it. I don't think you'll be upset.
no, not at all.
I have a bucket list, of course, and just about everybody that's in the paranormal has a bucket list.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the top ones on my list is Penhurst. I want to go there so bad.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
us too, man.
that's like number one on the bucket list. Number one. And then of course Eastern State and Trans-Allegheny.
Oh yeah.
And there's a few more. There's one up there in Illinois, and it's called the Hospital for the Uncurable Insane.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to go there, and I actually even talked to the guy up there, and it's not a bad deal, really.
No.
For that place,
Well, we're looking for new places to go, so you'll have to let us know. I mean, a lot of the places. I mean, if you go to, let me know, man, because a lot of the places, unfortunately, are really pretty expensive for a small group. So maybe we'll team up.
Waverly Hills, dude. I went there, and it's a pretty big place, and I got some pretty cool EVPs in there. One that I didn't get, and I always tell the story because it ticks me off. Me and this other dude went up there, and we kind of stayed together. Everybody, they had their teams. They have groups that come in, and that's how they they make their money. But they don't force you to stick together. You can kind of go once you're, they'll split you up like on, you know, the top 2 floors or the bottom 2 floors, whatever. Well, we were on the bottom. And, of course, in the morgue, they got the 2 freezer things there.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, they had another room where they had, it was a regular freezer for food, but they were using it for body storage. That's how fast people were dying.
Wow.
But in the morgue, I had dudes sliding me up in the freezer. Of course, they done took the doors off of them, so it's not scary. But I'm laying in there, and I got a recorder going, shut up. I got the recorder running, and I said, is there anybody with me? And when I played it back after I got out of the thing, I played that thing back, and you hear this voice like it's real dim. I had to amplify it to hear it, but it says, I'm with you.
Oh, wow. That's awesome, man.
You know? But
Yeah.
we went about halfway down the death tunnel. And we're sitting there on one of the steps, and we're taking pictures, and you can't see this far in front of your face. And my daughter just came in. But you can't see, you couldn't see a foot in front of your face, man. It was just black. And, you know, I got the recorder running. It's laying on the step next to me. And you start hearing footsteps coming up from the bottom. And you can hear it like heel to toe, like that. And I'm saying, dude, you hear that? Somebody's walking up there.
Sorry.
Somebody's walking up there. He's like, no, it's the concrete settling. I said, man, concrete don't settle heel to toe.
No.
But my recorder did not record that. And
That happens.
I was ill, man. So, you know, best thing all night that I heard, and it didn't pick it up. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, that's got to be frustrating.
Sometimes they don't want to be heard.
That happens, man. Yeah, sometimes they don't want to be heard.
Yeah.
You know?
But on the 5th floor, there's a story, and if you're familiar with it, where the nurse supposedly hung herself outside of room 205.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm standing right there, and I was hoping to get an answer from this nurse, right? So I said, you know, the nurse that hung herself, I said, if you're here with us, you know, give me an answer, say something. And I got an EVP, but it wasn't a nurse. It sounded like a little old lady. And she said, as plain as day, help me walk.
Oh, wow.
And if you're familiar with what they did to them, they like remove ribs and all kind of stuff like that. So
Yeah.
you know, she was unstable because her ribs were missing. You know,
Yeah.
if you survived it, you probably weren't too stable. And most of them didn't survive it in the first place. And there was an EVP that I got, and it was like, I want to say it was next to an operating room or something on the 3rd floor. It sounded just like an iron lung running.
Oh, wow.
And I had to go find one because I couldn't figure out what the sound was. So I had to go find one, and I found one, and I played, you know, the sound of this thing running, and that's what we were hearing. But there wasn't an iron lung in there.
That's amazing.
It wasn't there, but you could hear it running. And I thought, well, man, that's cool. We didn't really get anything as far as video evidence, but, you know, the EVPs, those were pretty cool. You know, and it's just a big old creepy place.
Yeah.
Which adds,
Yeah, it's definitely on my bucket list, man.
and it adds to, you know, the fun of being there, because you're walking down all these halls with the paint peeling off and all this stuff, you know, and of course it's just pitch black in there. You know, they don't have any electricity in there that I know of. They have like their room outside there that everybody meets at, and of course it's got electrical, but in there it's all just black. There's no lights, there's no nothing, you know. So You can see how to walk down the halls, but I mean that's about all you're gonna see because
Yeah.
it's just dark. And at the time, I only had like I had my Sony night shot, but I didn't have any booster lights for it at that time. So it's like you couldn't see that. It was a black screen. I'm like,
It's
oh,
right in front of you.
And when it starts breaking daylight, that's when I start being able to see on my screen. I'm like, yeah, after it's all over, I see something. But yeah, if you guys get to go there, you ought to check that out.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go there since I was I don't even know when Ghost Hunters first started, and they went to Waverly Hills. I was like, oh, well, I got to get there and check that out.
Went to, Ghost Adventures Cruise.
Mm.
I won't. No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna. I just got this Class A EVP that goes. I broke down. I'm sorry, but if you ever watch Ghost Adventures, he does that just about every time.
He does.
Oh yeah.
Recorder up there. I just got this Class A EVP that says boom, 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 boom. You can't even understand a word. But he's saying it says such and such, and I'm like, okay, man. And he'll loop it, play about 30 times.
Yeah. Pat's favorite part is how he gets possessed every episode.
And I love the infomercial they did, right? If this is the portal of hell, why don't you come up here and get me? And I'm thinking, dude, around yourself if something actually came up there and grabbed your leg,
Yeah, right? He would be screaming if something actually did.
And that was Bobby Mackey's, of course.
Yeah.
Which, that's on my bucket list, too.
Yeah, it's actually like 10 minutes from the rectory, so we went by
took our
and
pictures
took pictures
there,
of it and stuff.
Yeah, I wanna get up there. I don't remember how far that is from me. I'll have to Google map it again, but I did have the directions to it. Now that place there, I'm not fully aware of what they charge up there, how they do their investigations, how long they are.
I'm not sure. For some reason, I thought I looked into it and it was like 4 hours or something for like $500. So we were like, well, I guess we'll just stick with the rectory.
$500 for 4 hours.
If you do get up that way, we have our favorite burger joint.
Yeah,
it's called Mad Mike's.
If you're near the Cincinnati, Kentucky border, Mad Mike's Burgers is highly recommended.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best. It's the best.
And see, that's the thing. Waverly Hills, man, it's $100 a head.
Mm-hmm.
And you get an 8-hour overnight investigation.
That's not bad at all.
Some of those places, I'm telling you, they're ripoffs, man. They try to get and they can get by with it. People will do it. That's like the Queen Mary, I think now just a standard investigation thing, which is not really an investigation. It's more like a tour. And I think it's like $600.
That's what I'm saying, man. A lot of the places like we haven't been able to go to, like Rolling Hills right near us and stuff, because we like to go places, by ourselves, so we can, trust something we hear, Like if you hear knocking, you're sure that it's just not like a group of people in the next room, and it's just something different when you're able to go there by yourself. And a lot of the places are so ridiculous. That's why, part of the reason we love going to the rectory, because she would. They would offer like buy one get one nights a lot of times. So like last time we went for 3 nights and we sleep there and everything, and it was like $60 a person. That's it for all 3 nights.
There's a place by us. I'm not going to mention the name, but for 4 hours they wanted $1,000.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, and nobody's even like been in there. We don't even know if it's like haunted. We just wanted to check it out.
They're just gouging people,
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Now we have an event coming up in August, the 26th and 27th, and leave on the morning of the 28th. It's a 2-day lockdown. If you've ever heard of South Pittsburgh Hospital.
Oh yeah, Tennessee. Yep, I know it.
In August, we have an event for COPD, and it's a 2-night lockdown, and it's $175 for both nights. You can
Oh,
actually
wow.
have a room there if you get there early enough, because they have a few rooms that you can actually sleep in there.
Wow, that's pretty cool, man.
Having to get a motel or something like that. And they do also have a deal with one of the motels or something that's close by, I think, where you can get your rooms, cheaper or whatever. But if you got there on early enough, you could actually get a room in the hospital and you wouldn't have to do that.
Wow, that's awesome, man. We'd love to come. I don't know how far it is away from us, but I mean, if we get the chance, we would love to come.
But yeah, I wish you guys could make it. That'd be awesome. And I will be guest speaking on COPD because I have that disease. And there's going to be guest speakers on paranormal stuff. There's going to be a paranormal 101 class, for a lot of people that come in that aren't familiar with all that stuff. And 2-night
Awesome.
investigation both nights and everything. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Well,
that's a pretty sweet deal.
So
yeah, I mean, I've heard about it. I'm all the way from New York, probably like 11 hours away. So I mean, I know of it for sure.
but it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I wish you guys could make it be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I hopefully, I mean, like I said, it's probably like about 11 hours away. But if we get a chance, we'll be there for sure.
That'd be great. And like I said, it's for a worthy cause. And of course, I'm still doing what causes it, but it's not the only cause. There's other causes for it. So, when people say, well, yeah, you get COPD because you smoke. Well, yeah, you do.
Yeah.
But
Not always.
Yeah, not always.
For, it's not just a smoker's disease. My mother passed away from this about 4 years ago.
I'm sorry to hear that, Roger.
And I have it myself. And some days are good, some days are not as good, but you live on, you go on and do your thing. And I'll continue to do my thing until, the good Lord says it's time for you to go. But it's a worthy cause, and I try to get as many people to come as I can because, like I said, it is a very worthy cause. And the guy that's putting this on paid for the building up front.
Wow.
So everything that's brought in, as far as ticket sales and all that stuff, every bit of that goes to COPD research, and I think that's awesome. So he pretty much put up money to rent that place for the weekend, and all the stuff goes to that. And his wife passed away with issues caused by that. So,
wow,
it's pretty awesome. Okay, now to get off the sour note here.
Yeah, I actually, before we went, I saw Mary had a couple questions in the chat, so I wanted to answer those for her.
Okay.
Well, she had one. Does Matt and Pat take any precautions before and after the investigations? I guess for us, it depends. I mean, we are religious, and everything, but I guess it depends on the place. If we go there, before we go, I mean, we usually have our kind of routine. We kind of get together as a group. We always drive together and everything. We just kind of take a minute and kind of have like a little powwow and kind of relaxes us. But as far as anything religious, I mean, we usually don't do a lot of prayers, but if we're going someplace where there's a chance of some kind of dark spirits or
Sedansville, yeah, we usually say a prayer.
Sedansville.
Last couple times, Sedansville, we did. I wear essential oils, so we did frankincense oils. Iron Island, we did myrrh.
Yep. Yeah.
That's what I do. But
yeah, we'll say a couple prayers sometimes. It just depends on the place for us.
The show. Can you call back later?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hi, bye-bye.
And then also, well, I mean, I guess that pretty much covers that for us. But she had one more question. It said, have Matt and Pat ever had a funny moment? And there's a lot, you
Here it
know.
comes.
There's a lot. I think well, Pat would be embarrassed to hear, but my favorite funny my favorite funny moment of all time was near us. There's the Dunkirk Lighthouse. It's about an hour from us, about an hour south of Buffalo, and we were there doing a public event, taking a tour through. It was a fundraiser for the lighthouse. And after we got done, we were up in the lighthouse, a few of us, and just trying to see what we could get. And actually, we ended up having a lot of activity, but we heard what sounded like a woman crying. And I don't know, for some reason, Pat said, "Did you just hear a cry?" And every time we go through the audio or we listen to it, I don't know, it just makes me crack up for some reason. It's kind of like our group joke, but. Oh man, I mean, trust me, we're pretty crazy characters, so we always have a bunch of laughs. Some of which I don't know if I could even discuss on the radio.
A lot of them are inappropriate.
Yeah, a lot of them are pretty inappropriate.
Hey, spirits have a sense of humor, also, you guys. You never know when something's going to happen and everything, and they're getting a kick out of it.
Oh yeah. At the rectory, that's when stuff happens the most for us. When we're just kind of hanging around, getting set up, joking around, and that's when we get a lot of stuff. That's why now when we go into some place, as soon as we step foot in there, we always run our recorders and stuff like that, because that's when a lot of the stuff happens.
Well, the first team I worked with when I got into this was probably in around 2009, maybe. Well, I mean, I was into it, but I mean, that's the first time I'd actually worked with anybody. And for some reason, this guy that ran this team had weird ways of doing things. And we went to a place, and he wouldn't let us set the cameras up or run the cameras until the last 30 minutes. And I'm like, you're missing everything. What I don't understand. I mean, the first thing while I'm setting up, I'm going to have a recorder running.
Yeah, see, we're never, I mean, we're definitely never like that, man. It depends on the investigation. Sometimes we'll go and we'll say, hey, we're just going to take one camcorder and a recorder and just, go for personal experience and stuff. But
we tried it all. We tried so many different approaches. I think our last straw was Paul Meyer.
Yeah,
we had a 4-camera DVR system, and it just took me an hour to set up.
Yeah,
a little over an hour. So we're just like,
screw that. We're missing out on valuable time, and
now we find out that's less equipment you have, the more they come out.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of them don't even want to be captured, but if you just have a camera or just a recorder going, you will get a lot of EVP.
It's great. It's great to get evidence and all that, but I think if you're going for other reasons than your own personal experiences, you're kind of not doing it for the right. Yeah, of course I would love to capture something on recording or something, but if I get that personal experience, I could care less about the recording. That's what we go for.
Right now in our stage, we're doing it for personal experiences.
I don't know if you've seen if you go on Graveside Paranormal, they're on Facebook, which is one of my pages. There's some pictures on there of a friend of mine that got scratched on a bridge one night, and we were standing like this right next to each other. And I had a recorder laying on the bridge rail there, and we were just talking. And all of a sudden, she jerked back and said, something touched me, and it's burning. And we pulled up the back of her shirt, and you see these 2 sets of 3 red marks down her back. Wow. And I got my camera, started taking pictures, and as I was taking pictures, they grew and turned into whelps and broke blood. And that was weird, And me and her boyfriend was there, and another dude was there, and we were all like, well, why don't you do that to me? You know, why are you gonna pick on a woman for? She was the only female there. You know, nothing wouldn't nothing happen. But just but those pictures are crazy.
Yeah, I'll have to definitely check those out, man. I'd love to see that. I don't know, for us, as far as scratches, actually, last time we went to the rectory was the first time anything like that. I don't know, for some reason, I kind of was taking the brunt of certain things last time we went, but me and Pat were sitting at the top of the stairs, and I think it was Brian, my brother, and our friend Justin was with us, and they went to the store, so it was just me and Pat. We were sitting at the top of the stairs, and I felt this burning on my, I think it was on my right shoulder, and I was like, I said, maybe it's just me, but I was like, check it out, and there, you could see a couple little scratches like down my shoulder, and that was kind of a cool experience. It's the first time anything like that really happened for us, and I think the coolest experience I've personally ever had was we were getting ready to leave. Um, I think it was about like maybe 2 or 3 in the morning. We decided to leave and hopefully, get home and, get home early. And everybody was outside, kind of getting packed up. And I sat on at the top of the stairs. And well, a lot of times when we go there, sometimes we'll kind of address. There's supposedly, well, some people think it's a demonic spirit. Some people think it's, just an angry spirit. So a lot of times we'll try to call that out. So basically what I was just trying to like apologize to children's spirits there, and I said I'm sorry if we scared you or whatever, and hopefully hopefully you'll forgive me or whatever. I felt like these, I don't know, like kind of like 4 fingers just like go down my back. I don't know if it was like it's okay or whatever kind of thing, but
Yeah.
it was pretty crazy. It startled me for sure.
On this, not this last time, but the time before that,
Mhm.
we were leaving. That was probably one of our best EVPs we ever caught. Was we were packing up, leaving, shutting the door for the last time.
Mhm.
Before that, we got an EVP of a little kid saying, "I didn't even get to play."
Oh wow.
Loud, and it was.
Yeah, we'll post that on our Facebook for sure. Like
Yeah.
I said, after
Yeah.
the show, we'll try to get these up and so people can hear them. But we've had a lot of amazing things. It saddens me that it's closing in September.
Past Dead Investigations page. There's EVPs on there. I don't know if you ever listened to them.
Yeah, I think I listened to a couple of them. I'll have to check it out though. See what else is on there.
The only disembodied voice I ever caught was in the front yard of where my daughter used to live out in the boondocks.
Mm-hmm.
And we were walking up through there, and we'd just come out of this field where there's a shed at. And right at the gate when we come out, I said, "Okay, you can follow us up here, but you can't stay." And we were walking by the only tree right there. Well, not the only tree, but the one right next to the house up in the front. We were walking by there, and you hear this voice come out of there, and it sounded like a little woman with a gravelly voice. "I ain't staying." And he looked at me and said, "Did you say that?" I said, "Do I sound like that? Really, dude? And my recorder did capture it, and it's actually on that page. But that was
Wow, I'll have to listen to that.
that I caught, and I got one at the gate when I said that. When I said you can follow, but you can't stay. And when I played the recorder back, I actually had one that said I belong here.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
So that was pretty cool. Yeah, the thing about EVPs, man, is you don't never know. There's millions and millions of spirits in the world, and you don't know where one's going to be at a given moment that may answer you. I mean, just you could be anywhere. I had a guy tell me he runs a T-shirt place up here in town, and he said, "Oh, why y'all people go out there? And if they were really spirits, all like them, we'd be bumping into them all the time." I'm like, dude, they're spirits. You're gonna bump into nothing. It's gonna go right there. And I mean, he cracked me up, and his son was standing. He goes, "Well, I believe in them."
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say you can get EVPs just about anywhere.
Oh yeah.
It has to be.
Never know, man.
They have to want to speak.
Mm-hmm. that goes back to us saying that, I mean, well, actually I guess the reason why we always run recorders is, well, at the rectory, at the first time we were there, we were setting up and we brought our DVR cameras with us and whatnot, and Jeff were setting up a camera in the upstairs. It was just just a video DVR camera. There's no audio, and but you heard a whisper in your guys' ear,
just
right?
a whisper in my ear saying, "Yeah."
Yeah, and
So I was like, "Is this okay?" She was like,
yeah. So well, we didn't get that because we didn't have any audio running, and then
Yeah.
the next time we were there, we were setting up our just setting up our our cameras and stuff like that. We were just hanging out in the kitchen area where we were setting up, and we heard this loud bang coming from upstairs, and we were like, oh, what is that? And we went upstairs to check it out, and we couldn't really find a reason. It was really loud, and so we came back down, and like I'd say like 15-20 minutes later, of course, obviously we didn't have the recorder running, and there was this loud blood curdling scream, like female scream coming from upstairs. And that's when we were like, you know what? From now on, as soon as we walk in the door, we're running audio recorders because it's. But of course, if we had them running,
Might not have heard nothing. I mean, and I believe this with all my heart. Spirits do not play. If they don't want to talk to you, they're not. What in the world is that? I don't know what that was.
Roger? Yeah, I don't know, but we can hear you still. So.
But anyway, as I was saying, they don't come out and play on cue. If they want to, they will. If they don't want to, they're not gonna. And you could be there all night and not get nothing. And you can go
That
back.
don't matter what you're doing. I mean,
and get off.
we had a camcorder on me on the second room, or it was where I was walking down the hallway and I heard a whisper.
Directory, right?
At the rectory, yeah. So I was like, "What?" No one said anything. We reviewed it. It was saying, "I'm going to protect you."
Yeah,
or I'm watching over
you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's cool. But yeah, stuff happens whenever. I mean, a lot of places that happens when you least expect it. When you're setting up, doing your thing,
Yeah.
And I mean, you can. I mean, some places you go and you can sit there and you can ask questions for hours, but you're going to get the stuff when you're not even expecting it. Yeah.
During our investigation, our EVP sessions, we don't get anything.
Yeah,
just
it's
when we're
a lot.
like pretty much now talking, and then they chime in and talk with us.
Yeah, like well, probably the best experience. Well, just about the best experience I ever had was when we were at the rectory in January. Well, as you can tell, a lot of our coolest experiences come from the rectory. We were there in January. We're setting up for the night. Brian and Justin were up on the second floor setting up a REM pod, and and we were downstairs, and we walked from the living room into the kitchen, and we heard this. So it was like it sounded like a whisper, but it was really loud, and all of us heard it. Even Brian and Justin heard it on the second floor, and we went over the EVP, and like I said, we'll post this one for all you guys that want to check it out. But it was like it was just, I don't remember exactly what it said, but it was basically two spirits that were talking to each other like about us being there. So it was pretty cool, like to hear. It sounded like it was two different voices interacting, with each other, and they were talking about us. But I don't remember. They were just basically, commenting on where we were in the building and whatnot. But I'll have to post that up for you guys to check out.
That'd be cool. I had one with two spirits conferring one time, and I don't think they liked me. I mean, it was one of the first times I'd went out and investigated, and I was by myself. I was at my daughter's house, and my son-in-law was investigating with me, and I'd been kind of provoking a little bit, nasty. I was being bad, and anyway, I'd caught the one EVP that said, I asked, where the hell are you hiding at? And it said, right behind you. And it had an evil little laugh at the end of it. You know, and
Wow.
I played that back, and my daughter's like, oh my God, oh my God. And I'm like, that's so cool. But
Yeah, that's awesome. Nothing's better than hearing your name in an EVP.
well, I went to the living room, and then you got to remember, this is a big old house, but it's like 3 apartments, and they were in like the left-hand side one, I guess. And when you go into the living room, there's a big fireplace that sits right to your right when you go through the door from the hallway. And I said, if you're in here, can you knock like this? And I'm not on a fireplace like this. And I played that one back, and I had a male and a female voice. And the female voice said, get him. And the male voice said, we got him between us. And
Oh, wow.
my daughter was going nuts, and I'm like, man, this is awesome. You know,
I would love to hear that, man.
because this is me. And I cannot find that tape. I had it at my little analog recorder, and I cannot find that tape now.
Ain't that always how it goes, man?
That was 2 of the best EVPs I ever got, and I cannot find that tape. It's like it just disintegrated into nothing, you know. I mean, because I have all the other tapes, but that one's gone.
I guess they didn't want people to hear it, I guess. Yeah, I mean, we got one from the rector, I think it was last time, saying "kill Matt." So apparently they didn't like me too much, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird, and I can understand they were being a little bit obnoxious because I was provoking them, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I've learned since then, you don't do that, okay? Now, we did get a Class A out of the bedroom with that, and it's actually on the Half Past Dead page, too. We had left the recorder running in the bedroom. And this is an old house. It has the old doorknobs. You remember the type. They're really squeaky and they're rattly and all that.
Yeah.
You know, and of course the doors were solid wood. So you're going to hear it when it shuts, and when it opens, it does like, you know, real creepy, like, you know. Well, we left the recorder in there and shut the door. We were in the kitchen drinking coffee and smoking and carrying on and all that. And my son-in-law wanted to get the recorder out of the room. And you hear him open the door, you know, and you hear the rattling, the door opens, you know, and then you hear him say, I'm back. Where's the recorder at? And right in between there, you hear, go away. And that was playing. And, you know, I mean, you didn't have to do anything to that. You just heard it. It was playing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't think they like you, dude. Yeah, well, you're in here, dude. But I mean, this is all just one apartment house, you know, old apartment building here in town, and that was one that I did right after I had left this group that I told you about, where the guy wouldn't let us run the cameras for the whole damn investigation.
Yeah, it does not sound like a group I would really want to be in for sure. I don't know. That sounds pretty terrible.
Yeah, I can't find the tape now that has those 2 on it and everything. They were the best ones, of course. Well, outside of that one, but that all started because they claimed they saw a shadow. Shadow goes by the door, you know, the bedroom door. They see a shadow go by, and oh yeah, they used to live in an apartment that used to be a church. And matter of fact, it's right over here by me, about a block and a half away, I guess. And they were saying that they seen a large shadow in there. And so, you know, I brought over, and at the time I had an old high 8 camera, no night vision, just, you know, the backlight on it. And I had it set up on a tripod in the living room there. And I had a cable that I had rigged up that you could plug into this thing, and I had my laptop on the front porch on a little table outside the door there. Okay, now, you got to keep in mind that the only people there was me, my daughter, and my son-in-law. And they were outside with me. They had another table set up over there, and they were using a rolling machine doing hand roll cigarettes, with a rolling machine. And I'm sitting here watching the laptop screen, of the camera. And a girl comes in, walks in front of the camera, long, stringy, dark hair, wavy or curly, dark hair. Bends down, looks right in the camera just like this right here, smiles, and waves like this, and goes away.
Huh.
And I had it set to record everything that went on, right, on my laptop. And I played that back, and there was nothing there.
Wow.
But I mean, she was as real looking as me or you. Comes in, gets right in front of the camera, bends down like this, puts one hand on her knee, leans into the camera, and smiles, and goes.
That's amazing, man.
It would have been more amazing if I could have actually had it on my laptop,
Uh-huh.
But no, wasn't nothing there. I played it back, and I mean, I went all the way back to when I first started, recording it, and nothing. I'm like, dude, really? And I told him, I said, y'all see that? Did you see that girl? What girl? I said, oh man, you should have been paying attention because it's not on here.
Hey, man. I mean, at least you got a cool experience to tell. I mean, who knows? Like you said, if you would have had it running, then maybe maybe it wouldn't even happen.
I mean, I could chalk it up to a personal. It would have been a lot better if I could have showed somebody what I saw.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, she looked real, and there was nobody in that apartment. Nobody.
Jeez.
It's like she was playing with me, right? She leans in there,
Yeah.
and then boom, she's gone. I'm like, damn it. What's the deal, that was one of the funniest ones, I guess, because, I mean, she was getting a kick out of it. Whatever it was thought it was really funny. And that was the only thing we had happen all night. Well, no, I take that back. There was one other thing that happened. In the living room, over close to the front door, they had one of them little trash cans with a lid that you could mash and put stuff in there, and it would flitter like this,
Mm-hmm.
And my son-in-law and myself were the only ones in the room, and it was kind of dark, but you could see by the camera light,
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about how they were sitting on the couch watching TV, and he had seen invisible or see-through hand flitter that lid up and down on that garbage can.
Wow.
And I thought he was messing with me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's telling me this, and then he goes out the door. And then a see-through hand flitters the garbage can lid like this. And I mean, you could see it. Or should I say see through it. But you could see the fingers in this part, about this much of the arm. And it reaches down and pops that lid and makes it flitter like that.
Wow. That's crazy.
I just said that and went out the door, and it actually, I saw it do it. And I'm like, holy crap. That's cool, And I did actually have that on the camera, but I don't know. When my computer crashed one time, I lost a whole bunch of stuff because I didn't at the time have a backup drive to put everything on. And I lost a whole lot of stuff that I had, and that was one of the things that I lost. And I mean, I remember watching that video, and you can see that hand like this much of the wrist. I don't know if you can see where I'm pointing at here, but about 4 inches up the arm. You can see about that much of it, but you can see through it. When I say see through it, I mean you can see bones.
That would have been awesome to check out, man. That
And
sounds amazing.
and did that lid like that, and I'm like, okay, I think they're trying to tell me that, yeah, this is what he saw. I'm like, oh, wow. And I played that video back and forth that night when I got home. I don't know how many times watching it. I'm like, that's a skeleton arm. That's a, you know, you can see the bones. You don't see stuff like that every day. You know, you're lucky if you see an apparition, you know, that's kind of shimmery or see-through or anything like that, but you don't actually see bones through an arm, you know.
Yeah, I never even heard of anything like that. I never seen anything like that. That's for sure.
And that was the same
That's
night
crazy.
that the girl bent down and looked in the camera. Those are the two things that we got that night. We didn't get anything EVP wise, but we did get both of those. And of course, I had one, and one didn't show up. But and that video disappeared. I don't know what happened to it. I think when it crashed, I lost all of that. But and that's when I decided, yep, gonna run out and buy me a big external drive, and I'm gonna back all my stuff up.
Yeah, well worth it. That's for sure.
In case, you know, because
Yeah, you can't you can't get those back. I mean
and
that's what you work for. As a paranormal investigator, you set aside all your time.
I'll upload it and then I'll move it over to my external.
Mm.
So, you know, if anything happens, and I've had like more crashes since then, but like actually one of the crashes I lost about 240 something movies. I was upset.
I could imagine. I would be. I don't even know what I would do if I lost all the stuff we captured.
I had at least 150 horror movies. And I mean, it took me years to amass all these.
Yeah.
You know, and I didn't burn them off because I thought, well, I've got them here on my hard drive. If I want to watch one, I can burn it off and I can go watch it, you know, whatever. Because I had spools of movies that I'd already burned off from the past. And I thought, well, man, I got way too many, you know, in spools. And, you know, my kids would get them out and look through them to look for movies to watch and scratch them up and all this stuff. So, man, I ain't going to do that. So I had them, you know, all saved in a movie folder that I had on my hard drive, and they were all gone. I was sitting there, I was like, "Oh, miss you," because some of them were hard to find. You know, I mean, I'm talking TV shows. I had old TV shows that you just can't find hardly, and I had like the complete show. All the seasons, everything, you know, all grown, you know, like, oh, I miss you so much. I'm like that. I get sentimental about my movies and stuff. Yeah, if you ever remember old shows like Rawhide and let's see, what was that one? I had all the original Lost in Space episodes.
Oh, wow.
You know. My favorite Martian. I don't know if you ever remember hearing that show. The guy that played as the Bruce Banner on the Incredible Hulk started that show way back when he was really young. And
yeah, I've heard of him. I haven't seen. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of those, but I know of them.
I actually had. There's only 2 seasons of it, but do you remember the Monkeys?
Yeah. Yep.
I had the 2 seasons of that.
Oh, wow.
I had all of Gilligan's Island. I mean, I had bukus of stuff, man, it all just vanished like in a puff of smoke.
And you can't find a lot of that old stuff anymore, man. It's hard to find it.
It took me forever to find Gilligan's Island where I could actually get it. You know, I mean, you might find a part of an episode here or a piece of an episode there, or, you know, getting the whole thing was like pulling teeth. And I did. I finally got it. And like, man, I said, I ain't going through that again. I just ain't.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember where I got it from, but I'm like, man, I ain't going. No, I ain't gonna do that again. But anyway, we got way off track. But anyway,
That's all right.
all fun.
It happens.
Um, so you're gonna get to go back there before they shut it down, right? You're gonna go back to the rectory one last time.
Yeah, we're planning on it September 9th. If anybody, checks out our Facebook page or whatever, I'm sure we'll be live streaming from there, so other people can see it. I mean, it's an amazing place. So
And we're gonna do that also since Facebook has the live streaming. Actually, Dusty and I both made sure we had our phones both set up where we could both be able to do that, and that way, we're getting two different angles of everything. And
yeah, that's definitely an amazing new feature, man. It's
it is.
great.
I mean, we both tested it just to make sure it was going to work, right? And we're building the box, the secret box, and it's a paranormal device that we're working on. Good Lord, what is that?
I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know what the heck.
Anyway,
I don't know what's going on.
anyway, we're building the secret box, and it's going to have a few gadgets on it in it.
Mhm.
I lost where I was going with it. Oh yeah, we did the video. He wanted to test it to make sure it worked because he just put it on his phone. So he videoed me building an EM pump, and this thing is big. I mean, what we used a fan motor out of a like a hood bent fan.
Oh, jeez.
So the blade on this thing is like about this big around. But the way it's mounted, the blades are underneath and it's got a smooth surface on the top. So that's where I mounted my magnets that I use for the EM. And they're like big magnets. They're like about that long, and there was 4 of them.
Wow.
And
He's
he's
got to put out some serious
yeah, he's filming this, right? And of course we super glued them on there.
Mhm.
And for some reason it was one that didn't want to stay. But every time I would plug, because this is a 110 unit, right? So it spins. So every time I would plug it in, one of them would fly off. And I did it about 4 times, and every time one would fly off. He said, and once again, we're putting this together, and I'm going to laugh when the magnet flies off and Roger jumps. And it happened 4 times before I finally got them all to stay on there. But yeah, you can hold a K2 like up here and it'll light that sucker up.
Oh, wow. I built a couple small ones, but I can't even imagine what that does.
Like the video shows, where you got the little box.
Mhm.
I'd actually built 2 of them, and they both work, but you had to have it like right up on it. This thing here, we was holding it like up here. And after you get up here so high, the red light on it would start like flickering a little bit, but all the rest of them would still be on.
Oh, wow.
So, we're talking a good nearly 3 foot above this thing.
Jeez.
And I thought that's pretty dang awesome.
Yeah.
And all they are is they're magnets out of old hard drives that I had. I took them apart and took those magnets out of them.
Oh, wow.
I've got some more around here. I could actually disassemble and build another one, actually the 4 on that one almost touched in the end. So that shows you how long the magnets are. Some of them are like maybe this long, and they're kind of curved like a half moon shape, So it fit perfect because the curve would go with the curve of the fan thing. And so I put 4 of them on it, and it's pretty cool because it'll light one up pretty good. And then we're going to have 4 green laser grids in the sides, one for each direction. So it's going to actually laser grid a complete room.
Oh, that's cool.
And then it's going to have
That's awesome.
4 CT cameras mounted on it that's going to film the whole room. Or, you know, it's going to be run through a DVR system. And it's actually going to capture the whole room with, you know, the video cameras. So it's going to be a pretty
That's
little gadget.
I can't wait to see that when it's done. That's awesome, man.
The highlight of this thing is when we built the box. We built a wood box, and it's like 14 inches long by 8 inches wide, 8 inches tall. And at the top of it, he carved HPD in it for Half Past Dead. Big old letters. And we're going to mount a red laser in the center of it that's going to shine through here, and it's going to throw that logo up on the ceiling.
Oh, that's cool.
So, you know, and he said, yeah, that's my, what word did he use? Oh, shoot, I can't think of it now. Anyway, him being, you know, I can't think of that dang word. It's driving me nuts. About himself, so to speak. You know, what's the word? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I can't, but anyway,
Yeah.
it's going to do the logo up on the ceiling with the red laser light. You know, and then have the green ones, like I said, going around all 4 sides. It's going to be pretty neat. And we're going to get this thing done, and we're going to bring it with us to old South Pittsburgh. So you guys need to make it up there so you can check out this thing.
Yeah, we'll definitely try, man. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be different. You know, I bought separate cameras for the DVR because I wanted to take the originals, which are the small ones, and I can show you. They're not that big. These are the very small cameras that came with that system. And the ones that I ordered are like 1200 TVL. They got like 36 hour leads in them versus the 11 in this one.
Shit.
And they're like about 150 foot range.
Wow. Yeah, you'll be able to cover a room with that, that's for sure.
Yeah. So these are going to get mounted on the box. And one of them went out on us, so we only have the 3 right now. I got to find another one like this. But yeah, that's going to be mounted on top of this box, you know, to capture all 4 directions. And when we use that, we've got 2 DVR systems. So we will use one DVR to run the box, the cameras on the box. And then have one to run, you know, cameras wherever you want to put them elsewhere. It's going to be pretty interesting. You love building toys like this, okay? You know, getting inventive and doing out of the box kind of thing. Well, in this case, in the box kind of things, but something different, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know what all kind of stuff you have, but have you invented anything yourself? Anything that that you've tried that's like, you know, something that Matt and Pat and the group all said, yeah, let's make this thing and let's see how it works.
I don't know. We're not really like super inventive, I guess. I mean, I built a couple EM pumps, but I don't know. I don't think we really built anything other than that. I don't know.
Well, those are pretty cool, though.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I'm pretty easy to make.
We had a friend of ours,
Even the little
our
ones.
brackets.
Yeah, our friends made a couple of brackets for us that can for camcorders that hold up to 6 IR lights. So
Yeah, I saw that picture on the event cover.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty cool. I would love to have. I've only got 2 on mine, and
Yeah, that's how ours were. And
I
we're like, well, you know, sometimes you can't get a whole room, you know.
yeah. Now these are the little magnets that I ordered when I built the 2 little EM pumps, way back in the day, and they're actually pretty powerful magnets. And those are what they call a rare earth magnet. It's, they're, I guess, supposed to be stronger than the other ones or whatever. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the size that I used in the little box with the, to make the original. And I thought I still had that somewhere, but I don't know what I did with it. But anyway, they will work up to, like, I don't know how far you guys tested yours, but I think with mine, if you got right up on it with the K2, it would light it all the way up.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you would back off like maybe 2 or 3 inches, it would kind of start dimming out. It didn't really have a lot of, but now how do you measure how that works? Because it may be putting up a strong field only this far. But
Yeah, I don't. I've just always thought that, you know, having that energy source, I mean, even though it only puts it off maybe a foot or two, that maybe,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, that spirits can borrow off of it, but, you know, I don't know if it matters whether or not, like, how far it, you know, it kicks out the energy. I couldn't say.
Well, see, I'm just wondering how far it goes because the strong part of the field may only be like this,
Mm-hmm.
but it's putting out that field. So where does it go once it reaches this? It don't just fade away. So it's got to kind of go, I guess. Maybe it's weaker, but it still goes up.
Yeah, I'll have to measure it with like a millimeter or something, maybe something a little more sensitive than a K2 and see, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, to see what actually you can read on it. From a distance. Um, and like I said, this box we got is like 8 inches tall. It's big. And
Wow.
when we held that meter up to that thing, we were like about almost 3 foot above that thing and still had lights on.
Jeez.
So I'm starting thinking the wheels are turning, right? Well, we've got a fan that's this big and we got 4 magnets on here and it's doing this. What if we could build a big one with a fan like this and we put about 10 of them on there? It's going to go way up here, when you see stuff like that, the gears start turning. Like, how can I make this bigger? So that'll be a project I'll probably work on this winter when it's cold and messy and I don't have anything better to do.
Cold and messy is all Buffalo knows. Believe you me, man. That's the motto in Buffalo.
See, we're down here where when you see a snowflake, everybody runs to the store and buys all the things, So yeah.
Yeah, well, about 20 minutes south of us got about 6 feet in 3 days a couple of years ago, so it gets pretty hectic up here.
You pull into the Walmart parking lot and you see 30 cars there, and you're like, "Oh shit! Somebody saw a snowflake in Michigan." And it really does get like that. You think I'm kidding? My daughter and I went to the store one night, and this was back this last winter. We had a little bit of snow. Got up there, and the whole complete bread rack was empty. And we
That's
went
amazing.
for bread. I'm like, are you kidding me? So,
Yeah,
so we go to the back, and they had like in the back in the little freezer section, they had like rolls and stuff like that, right? They were gone.
yeah, up here, man, nobody even thinks twice about it unless it's about over a foot of snow or more. Nobody, I mean, it's just a normal day if there's like, you know, 6 or 8 inches. Hell, dude, a slight, you know, snow shower is, I don't know, is like a vacation up here, man. You know, and we're so used to getting inches and inches and feet of snow, so.
you know, a snowflake. They saw a snowflake. Everybody runs out. They start buying all this stuff. I'm like, I don't know what you guys would do. And we did get one big snow year, not last winter, but the winter before. We got like about 10 inches, and that's the most snow I've seen around here in forever. And
That's a normal day.
you know, I mean, that was like everybody was like, I even got stuck trying to get out of my driveway, and that's unusual for me because I drive on it pretty.
Jeez.
Uh,
It must have been like the apocalypse in Tennessee.
But yeah, we got like 10 inches of snow, and everybody didn't run out and buy up all the bread. They must have got the warning too late. Somebody didn't tell them, you know. And anyway, I went in there, and I kid you not, we went up there to get a loaf of bread and some coffee or something. And there was no bread. It was all gone. And I'm like, and so I had to go look then to see if there was any milk in the bag. You know, believe it or not, there was still a jug of milk in there, but but all the bread was gone, even the rolls in the very bag. And I'm like, man, or not? They weren't the rolls; they were the canned biscuits. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yeah.
Ones where you, whenever they pop, you jump.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were all gone, all gone.
Jeez.
I'm like, man, what would they do if we got a freaking blizzard like back in '78? We did actually have a blizzard in '78.
Oh yeah, the blizzard of '77 is like the big one up here. That's what everybody talks about. So I guess it was a hectic time.
I'm like, hey, dude, they'd be standing up there. They'd have their mom and pa standing up front with shotguns. Nobody goes in till we get all the bread, you know. Uh, you think I'm kidding, but I'm deadly serious. This stuff happens down here. They see a snowflake and they go nuts. You know, they let the school out up here one time because there was a slight chance of snow.
Wow. Last winter, I'm pretty sure we had, I think it was about like 10 or 11 inches of snow, and I think it was probably about -10 and windy, and there's still school. Like, it has to be something crazy for them to let school off up here.
For 3 days because there was supposed to be a chance of getting, you know, like 3 or 4 inches of snow.
Well, I mean, you guys probably have about 4 snowplows in the whole state, so it's probably pretty crazy.
Well, they have snow plows, they just don't know how to use them.
Tell your local department, me and Pat will come down and show them how to use it as at a small fee.
And you got to add insult to injury when you talk about these guys because they will salt the roads. Okay, that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't salt the roads when it's calling for rain and then a chance of turning into snow. Because the rain's going to wash the salt off. Then the snow comes down and I cannot understand these people. I don't get them. You know, they need to let me run the deck upside and say, look, dude, it's going to rain, okay? And it's going to rain and turn into snow later this afternoon. Well, when the rain quits and it starts to turn into snow, get your salt trucks out and put your salt down. Don't do it before the rain. But anyway, has nothing to do with paranormal. But I mean, yeah.
I saw a question from Rody Speak. I think it is. Sorry if I mispronounced it. In the chat about whether we think that that spirit picks up during different parts of the different seasons. So I don't know if you have a thought on that.
Spirits what?
That like spiritual activity picks up and more in different seasons like fall and spring.
Halloween,
like
people. Halloween. You know,
yeah.
And I'm not talking about the ones that's dressed up in suits with the little masks on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, good Lord, you got Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, you know, What's scary about any of that? I thought Halloween was supposed to be about witches and goblins and ghosts and stuff. You know, now you got Transformers running around.
True. When I was a kid, it was Power Rangers. I was always dressing up
Yeah,
as Power Rangers.
Power Rangers, yeah. I remember when I took my kids trick or treating one time when they were little, and telling my age now. We went to this one place, and this dude was dressed up like Freddy Krueger, and I'm not kidding you, he looked like Freddy Krueger. He had the, you know, the, of course, the mask that, you know, the face of Freddy Krueger, and he had the sweater with the stripes and the whole 9 yards, and the knife fingers.
Wow.
You know, and that's supposed to scare the kids, right? You never seen a little fat man run like me. I'm like, holy shit, it's Freddy Krueger. The real deal, you know. He did. He looked like Freddy Krueger. And of course, it was dark. You know, they had the little dim yellow porch light on, and the kids are going in. Of course, we're walking up behind them, right? And they're running up to the door. You know, and they knock on the door, and this dude steps out. He's got the hat and the sweater and the whole burnt face and the whole 9 yards and the knife fingers and all that. He sticks his head out the door and he's waving his little fingers, you know, his little. I'm like, y'all kids, come on. This got to look right. You know, he might be real. But yeah, we used to have fun Halloween night, and I think actually I really do believe that spirit activity picks up because spirits know. Okay, they're not stupid. They know everybody's looking for that kind of stuff, and they're all, you know, wanting to get a good scare and all this kind of stuff. And I think they get a kick out of it. Like I said, spirits have a sense of humor, and I think they enjoy that stuff. You know. If we did a live show from Big Sandy at an old church that's supposed to have they had devil worship in there and all this kind of stuff. And I did actually get an EVP that said go home. So I'm like, well, I think we're not wanted here, you guys. I don't know about y'all, but you know, they told us to go home. There was the other building that we went to out there. It's called the Old Rock Church, and there's nothing left of it but some rock stone walls. But it's really eerie looking. And it was mist and rain, and it was dark and gloomy, and we're all standing out there like idiots getting wet because there's no roof under. You walk in there, and it's still raining on you. And we're standing out there. I'm like, man, this place is really cool. And the whole inside, this is like I'm saying, there's no roof on it. There's nothing but some stone walls, and they're pretty high up, actually. And trees are growing all up on the inside of it because there was nothing to keep the seeds from going in there, you know, and getting into the, I don't know what kind of floor it originally had, but it's obviously dirt on it now. And a bunch of trees had grown up there. You couldn't really walk around in it, but it was just really cool looking. And I'm thinking, yeah, if there was going to be a spirit somewhere, this would be where that sucker be hiding at, you know. He's in the old crumbling down stone building, you know. And it had the real neat arches in the front. It was a cool old building. What's left of it. But that, yeah, I think they do. Like I said, sometimes they like to please. They know people are wanting to get a scare. Why do you think you have grown people going to freaking haunted houses? You know, they deliberately create haunted houses for grown ass people because everybody loves to get scared, right?
Yeah.
You know, and I think the spirits enjoy that. I think some of them really get a kick out of it. So yeah, if I pronounce this right, we had this discussion the other night. Rhodey sounds like Cody. I think around Halloween, would be a good time. One of the highest, I guess, activity times.
Mhm.
But I think a lot of it depends on if you have, like, say, a massacre that happened at a certain time of the year. That's when that activity will pick up. Um, like the ex murder house. Okay, if that actually took place and it took place at a certain time of the year, you may go in there any given time and get some activity in there because the place is haunted. But if you went in there on the anniversary of when that supposedly took place, you might get a lot more. So I think a lot of it depends on a given date that something happened, or like Halloween, Halloween night or something. Hope that answers the question for you. Best statistics a little mind can come up with.
Yeah,
But
I don't know. Like I said, like in fall, it seems to be to pick up more. But I mean, obviously, like you said, I mean, if it's some sort of residual or energy, it
yeah,
would make sense that it would be on a some kind of anniversary or whatever of when something happened.
well, it's like the one story that I read about the woman that it was like one of the old Victorian style houses that had a widow's walk on it, and she
Hmm.
would go out to watch for her husband who was a sea captain or something, and he didn't come back, and apparently she passed away, but you'd still see her on the widow's walk on the date of when her husband was supposed to return, and he didn't. So it's kind of stuff like that, I mean, I think that a lot of it depends on the date and what happened on that date, and it may be active all through the year, but the times will pick up around a date when a certain thing happened, or a disaster happened, or murder happened, or something like that. That's my idea. uh, Pat's been awfully quiet over there. You need to chime in over there. I was
Chime in, Pat.
I was going to say you remind me of the post that Kenny Addison put up about being kidnapped by a bunch of mimes, and they did unspeakable things.
Just enjoying, sitting back,
Yeah,
relaxing.
Pat's the strong but silent type.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So, what's in the future? Well, I mean, besides the Saddam Rectory, what are you guys are hoping to,
Well,
do you?
there's this new place we would like to check out. It's called the Bel Air House. Um, right, what's that? Right inside of
I don't
yeah,
know,
where was it? In
Ohio. No,
Ohio
I think
somewhere.
like near, no, maybe near Columbus or something. I don't know.
No, I think it's I don't remember. I don't know. So yeah, look it up. It's Bel Air House. It's
Bel Air House?
sounds yes,
Yeah.
sounds
I
pretty cool.
actually interviewed that woman.
Oh, really?
Did you?
Yeah, she's a neat lady.
Yeah, we'd like to check that out.
I did actually 2 interviews with her.
Oh, wow.
You can find that on my channel, the Return to the Bel Air House, where I did the interview.
Oh, okay. I'll have to
Oh,
check
Yeah,
that
we'll have
out,
to check
'cause-
that out. Yeah.
But yeah, she's really cool, and it sounds like that place will be awesome.
Yeah,
That
we're
might be our new place since Sedansville's
yeah.
closing.
I
So.
mean, there's a lot of places we'd like to. Well, I mean, I used to love to go to Gettysburg. I haven't been there in a couple of years, so I'm hoping to get back there and go around the battlefield. And I mean, there's a lot of places. I mean, Thornhaven Manor is not too far. Of course, Villisca Axe Murder House. That would be amazing.
Yeah,
But I'm kind of excited for with the new Facebook live streaming. I'm excited for us if they want to, and check out how we investigate, and it's kind of
so
a cool way.
now you guys helped me out when you did that,
Mhm.
because I didn't ever think of that up until you guys.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I didn't even know it was a thing. I went to post something and I saw it go live, and I'm like, all right, well, we'll try this out. But a lot of people, I mean, especially if we, go someplace that's, hours away, it's people can't really travel like that for a public investigation. So it's a way for people to be able to go into places that they normally wouldn't and see people investigating. And, I mean, we're just, we're pretty laid back. We like to go for our own personal experiences, and we're just a bunch of friends that so happen to all enjoy ghost hunting. So we're pretty chill. So hopefully people enjoy watching it.
And the way I'm looking at it is, if you're doing this
Mhm.
during your investigation and people are watching, via live stream,
Yeah.
and something happens, they get to see it live.
Yeah.
It's the same as being there,
Hmm.
And I think
Yeah, that and you got people doing your evidence review for you, so that's kind of
yeah,
a 2-in-1.
okay, hey, you missed that shadow over there in the corner.
Yeah, hey, we just heard a voice. All right, well, let me note the
Did
time.
you hear that cry?
Yeah, did you hear a cry? But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm excited to be able to take people with us, and I mean, there's a lot of places. I mean, obviously, like you said, Waverly Hills before, man. I mean, I would love to go there. What's another one that we were thinking about? Oh shoot, what's that place in Pennsylvania? Not Penhurst, but I can't even think. The other place we were thinking about going to. I can't even think of it right now. I don't know. Oh,
No.
Hillview Manor.
Oh,
The only
Hillview
thing about
Manor.
Trans-Allegheny is they're really pricey, and
Oh yeah.
they want you to pay like $300 for freaking insurance, and then they want to charge you like $250, for the little investigation and everything. That's ridiculous.
Well, yeah. I mean, see, when we go for trips, we look into because I mean, if you can stay at a place, I mean, A, that's more chance to to catch activity, and B, it's kind of a 2-in-1, So that's why we love going to the rectory, and we went to Prospect Place and all like that because we were able to stay there, and it was kind of
Yeah.
like a 2-in-1. That's what we always look for because when we're traveling, I mean, the rectory's 7 hours away. I mean, we always love to go there for 2 or 3 days and make a
Yeah.
good trip out of it and get a lot of evidence, hopefully.
That's why I was telling you that Old South, if you get there early enough on that Friday, you can actually get a room there in the hospital. Now you
That's
do have
awesome.
to bring your own bed covers,
Yeah.
but that's no biggie. Who can't bring a blanket and a pillow, or whatever.
Mhm.
So but you got free room and board there. There's going to be food there.
That's awesome, man.
And everybody can bring something to add to the pile. Like if you want to bring some lunch meat, some bread, or something like that.
Mhm.
But that's kind of how it works. Everybody's going to just
That's cool.
bring something with them and add it to the pile, and there's going to be a table with the food and all on it. And you get a room there. Bring your pillow and your blanket. You don't have to pay no motel fees, none of that stuff.
And
And
that's the way to do it too. I mean, yeah. Obviously, a lot of these places, the only way you can go is through public investigations too. But like I said, for us, man, if anybody ever gets the chance to go to a place just by themselves or with a small group, I mean, there's no better thing than that. But at that event you guys have at the old Pittsburgh Hospital, that sounds awesome. I mean, I'm hoping we can get a chance to come down.
yeah, and as far as price wise, it's cheaper than most of the places that you'll go to.
Hmm.
And,
Oh yeah.
and all the money's going to a good cause. So I mean, I think it's a real great deal he's got going there.
Man, you can't beat that, man.
So where's mom? I don't know. Is she not in there? No. I got home. My wife disappeared. It's almost 9:00.
Oh.
She got mad at me earlier, so she might have.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything.
Why would you do that?
That's like for every mad woman you see, there's a man standing around wondering what the hell he doing. Just saying,
What'd
okay?
you say?
I didn't say anything.
You did something.
Never mind. Eh. Anyway, as I was saying, what was I saying?
I have no idea.
When you get sidetracked like that, somebody,
Yeah.
it's kind of like Where's Nemo or whatever. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, if you guys can make it, that'd be awesome. I'd love to meet up with you guys and have some fun.
Mhm.
And why are you? What is it? Something I missed? Oh, okay. There's something in the window. I see it too, barely. Let me blow this thing up where I can look at
Oh
it.
yes.
What the heck is that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that what the
Yeah.
one you posted from Lilydale?
Looks like a blob with eyes.
Looks like a woman from the 1920s.
Wow. That's crazy. Why is it people answer you, you'll message them something and they'll answer you like 5 hours later? Like you say, hello, 5 hours later, hey, man, I slept since then. Anyway, let me get back over here. Where was I? Okay. These lovely people over here in the chat room, what are they talking about? I haven't looked over here in a minute. Gettysburg. I want to go to Gettysburg. Man, I really do.
Yeah, it's awesome if you get the
That's
chance.
one of my
man.
bucket list places also.
Mhm.
Now, I did have an EVP that was sent to me by a guy that went there that actually caught he said it was a cannon shot, but it was not. It was a musket shot. Tell the difference,
Mhm.
But, I mean, you could hear it plain as day.
Wow. Yeah,
Remember,
there's no better feeling, man, than being out on the battlefield at night. I mean, it's great. I love
there's
Gettysburg,
also
man.
some crazy cemeteries back out in there.
Hmm.
I had a picture of one, and they said you had to go back off in there, and there's a path or a trail or something.
Yeah, there's a couple cemeteries in there. I know there's a little children's cemetery where a bunch of orphans were buried, and there's a few
I didn't know about
cemeteries in
that
there.
one. I knew there was one. There's one back in there somewhere that's got like a little wall around it that were like stones that they stacked up and made a wall around this thing.
Hmm.
Now that one looked pretty cool, but I don't think it was an orphan cemetery. It could be.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the other one we went to is called Evergreen Cemetery. I think there's like a kind of a wall around it, but I don't know. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of, really.
You know the story about the orphanage that was there in Gettysburg.
Yeah, they actually closed the building where the orphanage was. It was the Soldiers National Museum, and I don't know if they opened it again, but it was closed.
But yeah, there was some crazy stuff about that place.
Yeah, she would chain kids up in the basement and all that stuff. It was pretty
One
crazy.
kid that would help her, and they say that he was one of the ones that haunted the building.
Hmm.
And he'd
Yeah,
go around with a stick and he, hurt the little kids with the stick, hit them with a stick or whatever.
yeah. I mean, Gettysburg is so unique. I mean, I'm pretty sure you could just walk down the sidewalk with a recorder and probably get something. I mean, every place in Gettysburg had soldiers
Well,
walking around, and I
they
mean,
got what is that in there that was supposed to be haunted?
in Gettysburg,
Yeah,
a building.
I think it's like an inn or something.
Oh, Cash Town Inn. It's about 15 minutes from Gettysburg. It's ghost hunters are there and stuff. We were hoping to stay there next time we go, actually.
And of course, there's the house where the woman who was the only female casualty
Yeah, Jenny Wade.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a Gettysburg historian. I've been there so many
Shot
times, man.
from another house.
Yeah, from the Farnsworth house. It's right down the street. She got shot by a Confederate soldier. She was serving. I think it was, yeah. She was serving the Union officers. She was making meals for them, and I think she was making up bread. And they actually still have the bullet hole where the shot went through the house and killed her.
But the thing about it was, is he could not see her. The bullet went through the door,
Yeah, went right through the door.
so he couldn't have been shooting at her. Maybe he just shot off or something. Or he
Yeah,
off
I mean, I would assume that he probably knew there was Union soldiers staying there, and all that, so he probably just shot or ran, and killed her. It was only civilian and killed in the Battle of Gettysburg.
That's some crazy stuff, man. You
Yeah.
got a dude out of a window in an attic
Hmm.
aiming, and he may have been aiming at somebody that was near the house, and his aim was off,
Yeah.
or he uh, if he was propping on the windowsill, he might have slipped about the time he shot or anything, but for some reason it went through that door and hit her, and that
Yeah.
it's really odd.
Hmm. Yeah, her. You can still take tours. You can have overnight investigations there. I know. I want to do that. As well.
Yeah.
Check. It's a really cool place.
I'd love to do that.
Mhm.
We got about 2 minutes left. If you guys want to put some links out to people where they can contact you, if you have a web page or
Yeah. Well, after the show, we're going to be uploading a lot of our our better EVPs that we talked about during the episode and everything, and you can.
Sorry, and the EVPs we sent you, you can also upload them on your page.
Okay.
If you want to, yeah, we'll upload them. It's facebook.com/Niagara Para.
okay.
If you want to go there, and like I said, shortly after we'll be uploading some of our EVPs. So if anybody wants to check that out,
What I'll do is I'll put them in a folder on the Half Past Dead page under NPI.
okay,
That
cool,
way
man.
everybody will know who they are, and they can go there and listen to them if they want. And
Yeah, we don't go on our Facebook page as much as we should, but if you send us a message or comment, we'll get back there. We'll get back to you really quickly, and hopefully you guys check out the EVPs, and we'll be live streaming now pretty much every place we go. Now that they have it, so you can keep an eye out for that, or you can if you have a some kind of question or anything, you can email us at niagarapara@gmail.com if you want, or just Facebook message us if you have any kind of questions or anything. We'd love to answer them. And
awesome. Well, it's been a fun time. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did.
Yes, it was.
yeah,
A
it
blast.
was a blast, man. We'd love to get back on soon with you. It's cool. And also I wanted to shout out to everybody in the chat, and thanks, Mary. I appreciate you for watching, and Rhodey and Michelle and all you guys in the chat. I appreciate your comments.
Those guys over there are a blast. I love my chatters. I appreciate all you guys over there in the chat room, even though I didn't get to bounce over as much as I would have liked to tonight. But you guys are awesome. Mary and Margaret and Paul and Roddy and Rhodey and Michelle and all you guys over there are just awesome. Everybody that that I didn't mention, I appreciate you coming. And Monday night we are doing the Paranormal Graveyard has Immortals, so that should be a lot of interesting fun. And with that being said, we're going to shut this thing down. I'm going to say good night, everybody. Thanks, Matt. Thanks, Pat.
Yep. Thanks for having us on. It was a real pleasure. We'd love to be on, shortly.
We will do
again.
In fact, we may bring you guys back after you do your last farewells at the Saddam Rector too. That'd be cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
That'll be a time.
We'll actually be there on a Friday, so maybe we could do it right from the rectory. You never know.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Do it live like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
We'd love to.
So we have to figure out a way if you can come on through. Well, you could, yeah, because you could come on just like this.
Yeah.
And just,
And actually, I think on here you can switch your, well, on my phone you could switch camera from back to front, so we could even show you guys around the rectory.
That'd be awesome. Hey, I didn't think about that. See, you guys are pretty slick.
Yeah.
You know, we do what we can.
All right, that's a plan. What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. We'll plan.
You guys have a great night. We appreciate you very much. Good night, everybody. We'll see y'all Monday for Immortals. I started to say Elementals. Immortals. You know, that's where you got the dude with the sword, and there can only be one, so he has to cut everybody's head off. No, I'm just kidding. We'll see y'all Monday. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thank you.